But to make more sense from all of this, including the APC presidential primaries, I have joining me at this time a public affairs analyst, Olufemi Lawson. He joins us live from our Abuja studios. Thank you for joining us on TVC News at 7. Well, counting down the days, a lot is happening from the different states. How do you actually see this primary panning out such that the APC goes into it and comes out stronger?
Well, it's impressive to see that the APC has been able to pilot up to this point, starting with the various processes of nomination, having done its party congresses successfully to the point of the national convention. And I think if you look at how eventually the National Convention of the APC, which has elected a new national working committee for the party, turned out, you realize that there should be nothing much to fear as far as the likely outcome of the various primaries into this House of Assembly, the National Assembly seat, the governorship, and eventually the presidential primary will turn out. So I don't think there will be any cause for worry, especially if you look at how well the leadership of the party and the stakeholders have been able, to pilot the process so far.
Well, the emergence of the chairman of the party and other members of the National Working Committee adopted consensus. How do you see the primaries go? What method do you perceive members would want to adopt this time?
Well, since the constitution of the party and, of course, the Electoral Act gives various options to how political parties can conduct their primary, it is going to be the discretion of the leadership of the APC that has been empowered by the NEC to prescribe the mode of primary for the various elective positions that the party will be fielding candidates in. I'm very sure that we just saw Benue adopting the direct mode of primaries to elect its gubernatorial flag bearer, and I'm very sure that various states there will be various options between the options as prescribed by the Electoral Act, being direct, the indirect, and of course consensus that must be a product of collective agreements by aspirants within the party. So I think the National Working Committee has a role to play in guiding the process so that the state chapters or other level of within the party do not resort to an abuse of the process, thereby creating an unnecessary crisis for the party.
As it is, we have candidates from the different geopolitical zones trying to grab the ticket of the party to flag the party's ticket in the 2023 general elections. And as it is, how ready do you think the APC is to carry out reconciliation about whatever issues might arise from this primary?
The APC will have a lot of role to play in ensuring that the outcome of the primaries at the various levels, at governorship level, and most importantly at the presidential level to elect its flag bearer, does not end up polarizing the party. The party, leadership and stakeholders must be able to ensure that they are able to, appeal to every interest, aftermath of the party, so that we don't begin to see some of those tendencies that we are beginning to see, in the political parties that are already conducting primaries into their legislative positions, where people are already discrediting the process. Some are beginning to tear billboard and tear posters because they are losing elections. So the APC must learn from this and ensure that it is able to harmonize every interest so that people who win would not be winners in totality, and people who loses after the process are accommodated in the party, and of course giving role in ensuring that the party march on to victory.
Well, all things being equal, the screening would take place between Tuesday and Wednesday and would have the primary later in the week. May the best man grab the ticket. Thank you very much for joining us at this time. Olufemi Lawson, political analyst, joined us from Abuja. Thank you.
It's my pleasure.